Hold on, let me get them in.
I'd like to have a moment of silence also for the victims of the Atlanta shooting, as well as the Colorado shooting. Pledge allegiance to
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm responding.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Village of Washingtonville. This is a regular board meeting rescheduled from Tuesday, March 16th, scheduled because of the village election. A couple of announcements. I want to thank all the residents who came out to vote on March 16th. The swearing in of Rich Galore, new trustee Jimmy Kolar, and myself will happen Thursday, April 1 at 7 p.m. JCO, our water operators, have started to reread water meters. They will be wearing blue sweatshirts and have a JCO logo on them, as well as carrying ID cards. You will see the town of Blooming Grove cutting down some trees at the corner of Ahern Boulevard and Route 94. These trees were marked out by the engineering firm who prepared the plans for the new culvert that's going to be put on the Route 94. That's a project that was going to be done last year. It's part of the New York Rising. Please feel free. I had asked Highway Superintendent Wayne Kirkpatrick to leave the wood on the side for residents if they wanted to take it home. The warm weather has begun. It's great to see people out walking through the developments once again. You need to remember to get your dog tag for the 2021 season. Please call the Village Hall on behalf of your dog to obtain one. Lawn signs, we support our police, is still available for $10 each. Our website is under construction. Please be patient. Please, if you go on the website, they have your phone number put on the CTY messages so you can receive the emergency messages if need be. Again, we're asking residents to contact Village Hall or myself. Any concerns? Addressing your concerns on Facebook is really not the best way. Starting April 1, there is overnight parking allowed on village streets. Our zoning comprehensive plans are well underway. A survey will be available, and I'll defer that to Trustee Lodato next week.
Hopefully, yes. If it's tested out first, and then hopefully it'll go live next week. And hard copies will be delivered to senior housing and several businesses that hopefully volunteer if we leave them there, such as Nailed It. Thank you, Karen.
We do ask that everyone take time to fill out that survey. It would help us along with the, you got everyone in?
They're in, but they need to do themselves.
Okay. That would help us move the comprehensive plan forward.
So we will start in January of 2022. On May 18th, there's an information session.
You should be able to mute
There
that.
I am.
If you want to learn more about it. It's a
Okay,
great
we have two local laws.
You get to work with 100
One of them is local law regulating open burning. We have copies of the local law on the tables. In conversation today with the attorney, we do have to really, this doesn't say that we could use fire pits. Should jump out that you are allowed to use fire pits as long as it's contained. So the recommendation from them to me was to open up the meeting. So I need a resolution to open up the meeting, and we'll keep it open until the next meeting. April 5th would be our next work session.
I'll make a resolution.
Make a motion.
No,
I'll second it.
Who seconds it? Roll call, trustee Kolar,
Yes.
trustee Sampson,
Yes.
trustee Lodato.
yes.
Mayor Bucko. Okay, so the local law of open burning remains open until at least our next meeting, which will be April 5th. Also, we have local law of rental properties. We need some clarification on this here. What it is short and long-term rentals in the village, giving the building department, when a tenant moves out, giving the fire code official permission to enter the house on behalf of the owner, who's not here, to see if the house meets the criteria of fire safety. Again, please read through it. It was here for a couple of weeks. Again, I was told that we should open up the hearing on this and leave it open at least till April 5th.
I'll make a motion to open the meeting.
I'll second.
Trustee Kolar,
Yes.
trustee Sampson,
Yes.
trustee Lodato,
Yes.
was resolution, approval of, new business, termination of existing zoning board of appeals attorney Christopher Kleister. And appointment of new zoning board of appeals attorney Elizabeth Cassidy. Really don't want to get into personalities, so I'm not. Trustee Lodato and myself met with Elizabeth last week, I believe it was. She brings a whole new outlook towards the zoning board of appeals. Okay. So I'd like to have a motion to, number one, termination of existing zoning board of appeals attorney Christopher Kleister.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Kolar,
Yes.
trustee Sampson,
Yes.
trustee Lodato. Make a motion appointment of new zoning board of appeals attorney Elizabeth Cassidy.
Make a motion. I'll second it.
Trustee Kolar,
Yes.
trustee Sampson.
Yes.
Trustee Lodato.
Yes.
I will reach out tomorrow to Liz Cassidy. Resolution, approval of Department of Public Works contract between the Labor's International Union of North America, local number 17, and the Village of Washingtonville, dating back March 1st, 2020 through February 29th, 2023. Anybody want to add to that?
Yes, I found on page 6, item 308, the wording, we never agreed to $150 per week to be on standby, so that needs to be deleted. I don't know how that got misconstrued, but there was this, but you explained it to me, so it's fine. As far as the hours, the comp time,
The comp time accruing 90, but only carrying over 60.
Right.
so that's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so what we could do,
Well, let's discuss what we're gonna, we can vote, approve it minus 308, but let's discuss, are we gonna keep it at 75, which is the old contract, or make it 0? For the on-call. 'Cause
the on-call really
I agree,
0,
I agree,
okay?
that's what I said,
Because they go into being called in
right,
in case there is that
right.
emergency. All right, and if it's a water or sewer emergency, then it's called in from the operators also.
So you wanna approve it minus, making that to 0, and then they can then sign it, if they don't sign it, then they'll have to go back to the table.
We could do that.
Yeah, they should delete item 308
Yeah.
altogether.
Well, make it 0. Yeah.
Correct, okay.
So I'll make the motion to approve line item being 0 per week when on call.
Okay. Do I get a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Simpson?
I don't think it works.
I hope that's not the one that
I'll-
pulls back.
I'll see if it is. He's not gonna.
Please.
I didn't fall on that one, so that's good.
Sorry.
Okay.
Brought you in, huh?
Trustee
Maybe more people
Galore.
do that.
Yes.
Trustee Sampson?
Yes.
So we just went on.
Trustee Lodato?
Yes, pending 308.
Pending the 308, being brought down to 0. Deputy Mayor Lang, you want some time?
Yeah, there's some time. This was on the,
You want to
I
mention the
question
one
that,
we
he
just did?
says this is correct.
What's
so
So we made it 0?
There should be
The
0.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 308, delete 308, bring it to
Never
0.
I mean, Paul,
There should be
Yes.
0.
Valerie just said.
so we're voting on
The contract,
the
Mike,
whole,
With the exception of
with
that.
the
with the
exception of that.
exception of 308.
And it's not going to come back to the table,
That's a yes.
Okay. So we can do the roll call again. Trustee Galore?
Yes.
Trustee Sampson?
Yes.
Trustee Lodato?
so, yes.
Deputy Mayor Lang?
Yes.
Resolution employment of hiring 2 Department of Public Works personnel, John Page and Thomas Nezak.
I'll make a motion.
A second.
You have to, just point of order, do you have to specify the salary now or not?
It's $2 less per hour
I know, but do we have to do that for the
than
motion or not?
no. It's in the contract.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so trustee Fuller made the motion, seconded by trustee Lodato on the hiring of 5C, John Page, Thomas Nezak. Trustee Galore?
Yes.
Trustee Sampson?
Yes.
Trustee Lodato?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lang?
Yes.
Approval of facility use request forms, Woodfield Skatepark. We have a lot of people who want to be part of Woodfield this year. We have Little League, we have Hudson Valley Hawks, and we also have Rapid Fire, which is I spoke to Chris Welker from the Hawks, but he's also involved in the Little League. We plan on having a meeting here next week with the 3 parties and the village to iron out the schedule. Hudson Valley Hawks is a travel team, and they're looking at only 2 dates, April 11th and May 16th. Rapid Fire is looking at only Sundays, so it's really the Washingtonville softball, which really had asked for the permit to go morning to night, 7 days a week. And we know that that really can't always happen. So I will meet with all of them next week. If any one of you want to be part of that meeting, please feel free.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a small sandbox,
Yeah,
so they have to,
why so many at Woodfield?
just the,
What's going on in Maysfield?
I don't know. I heard that, well, I don't know. I heard, but I don't really know what's going on.
You didn't hear the deli before?
I didn't hear it at the deli, no, so. So that means it can't be true.
So
So-
are we gonna vote or just postpone it?
You have to postpone it, you're not gonna.
Well, I think we need to vote on it because April 10th is right around the corner. We can wait till the next, we have April 5th, okay?
I think we should wait until we meet with them.
We
They were
should,
all
okay.
okay with sharing the
Washingtonville
field.
wants every day, 7 days.
Okay, so we could wait
Washington
until,
Valley wants just 2 days, and the other one is every Sunday, only Sunday. Did they get dates ratified?
on Sundays, no.
No, Sundays only.
But they didn't get.
Yeah, they
dates
did a
from
start too, they did.
Yeah,
They
right
did?
here.
Yeah, this is start two and finish.
No, that's Hudson Valley Hall.
Oh, wait, it's right here.
All right, well, we do have time. April 5th is a work session?
Oh, jeez.
and it's before April 11th, that's fine. We are going to be doing some work at Woodfield. They requested to put in another length of base. Right now it's 60 feet, they're looking at 75 feet. And that could be where the Hudson Valley Hawks come in. I know many years ago it was, in the Babe Ruth League, it was, well, before prior to Babe Ruth, it was 13-year-olds, then it was Pony League, and then it was Colton. And the bases just kept getting further away from home plate. All right, so I'll keep everyone posted on this. We'll table this on the agenda. Let's see. Approval for facility use. Trustee Sampson with the request. Did they contacted you or?
Oh, yeah, she just, they sent in their paperwork, and they would like to use Vern Allen Park for facilities, and they want to start with their youth lacrosse league, May 28th, times 5 to 7. So March 15th to May 28th, from 5 to 7 p.m.
I know they did make a call yesterday to store the equipment, and the answer was no.
Okay.
I don't think the village wants to be responsible
Responsible for it.
for that.
That makes sense.
Okay, you need a motion on that?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Kalua, trustee Sampson. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
Trustee Lodato,
Yes.
deputy mayor Lang.
Question is it 7 o'clock, and interfere with anything that the village might be having, or are you gonna be looking, the next thing is fireworks? So,
It ends May
It ends
28th.
May, yeah.
That's a different date, and
Yeah.
it's gonna
Okay.
conflict with the next thing that we have to vote on, but I'll talk to her about it, presumably.
yeah, let's put it, usually do that on the,
On
just
the-
say,
I think so, but I
Okay.
don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask her on the pavement, but I noticed it's at work there. The columns were around it?
Around the skate.
Yeah, they started taking up the sleeves that the fence post used to be in, and had the boards up.
Mhm.
So is she gonna be able to use that, or?
She could use it, you know, I don't know how many people they,
It's not a hazard, getting in and out?
we can make one way in, one way out, DPW could. But if we're going to take that area and move forward with basketball courts, what we spoke about probably last year, basketball courts, handball courts, then this would have to move someplace else,
Right.
not to be in the way of that. But the course is over.
May 20.
Yeah,
that would
Yeah,
happen.
I think we'll be
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
So yes.
So, Zumba exercise class, trustee Lodano.
Don Santiago sent in a permit request to use Burn Allen Park Tuesday evenings, April 13th through October 12th, from 6 to 7, but I always ask for setup time, so 5:45 to 7:15. And this does conflict slightly. I noticed lacrosse ends in May, so it's only a month, so if she wants to jump over to use the field at that point, she can, but I'll ask her to use the rink, which I think they use anyway, I'm not sure, I don't know. I know other Zumba classes are usually on the rink, but, you know, I'll just let her know that lacrosse is gonna be on the field. So it's only overlaps by a month.
They use the whole court, something.
Yes,
Yeah,
I was
Yeah,
there
I think they do.
yesterday.
yeah, I saw it yesterday.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be near any of those flying balls, that's for sure.
Only if I'm.
But again, to get out of Zumba class, I might, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay, so make a motion,
I'll make a motion.
second.
I'll second.
Trustee Kolar,
Yes.
trustee Sampson,
Yes.
trustee Lodano,
Yes.
deputy mayor Lang.
Yes.
Date night fireworks, El Burn Allen Park, trustee Lodano.
Right, it's me, I didn't see that, okay. Just two options, the village did offer to take care of the fireworks this year, hopefully everything goes well. I got two prices from Anthony at July Forever Fireworks, he did the show in 2019, did an amazing job. So I got two prices, the first is 8 to 9 minutes, which is what we did in 2019 for $4,000, or 10 to 11 minutes for $5,000. And I sat in on the last date night committee meeting, and they thought the first option was totally fine. Anthony went all out and did a great job with the fireworks, but I said I would come to the board with both options. Oh, and this is for July 2nd, sorry, Friday.
Right.
It would come before the movie, as they did in 2019. And I need to give them an answer right away because we don't know what was the date. I'm shocked it was open.
I'm on the committee, I'll report on that. I'll let them know tonight if he doesn't.
You were at the last one, chief, right? Everything went well,
Very well.
what I understand?
It was awesome.
It was amazing.
Is that a Friday night?
So you want to do
The five, fireworks.
I-
I would
I'd
like,
say
I
maybe
prefer the 5
The five, yeah,
for the longer time.
the longer
the longer
time.
time?
Do you guys want to go up?
Yes,
Wow.
Yes.
All right,
Everybody
sure,
does.
whatever.
yes. Oh, yeah.
5,000,
Oh, I have it at 6,
so
it's 5.
10 to 11.
10 to 11 minutes. Is that the max, I guess?
Well, I don't know what comes
No,
after
Disney
that.
does theirs, but they're not having it this year.
No, we can do it in Washingtonville.
All right, so 5,000, make a motion, $5,000 for 10 to 11 minutes. Fireworks, same company that we used.
July Forever Fireworks, correct.
July Forever
Mhm.
Fireworks.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, trustee Ford,
Yes.
trustee Sampson,
Yes.
trustee Lodano,
Yes.
deputy mayor Lang.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
And so you call them and you'll send out
Gladly, that'd be a nice
have to get a
one.
contract.
Correct, and we have to give half deposit.
Insurance. Book them, Val.
Yes, half insurance, and I'll do what we did in 2019 and ask the fire department to go over the plans, I guess,
Mhm.
do the same exact.
Yeah, I think we had a pretty good couple of meetings, right?
Mhm.
So it worked out. the police chief will be there.
I won't be there that day.
He's not gonna be there.
The mayor wasn't there last time, I'm not coming this time.
What's that?
I have a wedding to go to.
Okay. So before the wedding, you could do this. Thank you. Thank you for volunteering. Approval for signage, 911 Goshen Avenue, Guilty Pleasures Cheesecake. This is going in the store of Mystic Cafe.
Yum.
Looks like they want to do the same color as the other sign, which is nice.
I like the,
This is the way it would look. Guilty Pleasures. Somehow I think I'm going to be there a lot. Just to make sure that the cake's done.
Yeah, topic, are we going to go back to real signs, or are always going to be vinyl?
This is not vinyl.
Is it a real sign?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a real sign.
All right.
It's gonna be like F and J sign?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I agree with you, I think we have to
Yeah.
look at that, but we also have to look at where these businesses were this past year and so forth. They took it,
Yeah, but a lot of those
they
signs
took a beat.
were up before that happened.
Are we good with?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Trustee Fuller, motion?
I'm going to second that one.
Trustee Kolar,
Yes.
trustee Sampson, trustee Lodato,
Yes.
deputy mayor Lang.
yes.
Resolution, Washingtonville Police Department, New York State Police Reform and Reinvention Collaborative Plan. Mayor Bucko and Police Chief Brian Zaccaro. Chief, let you start. This is, or, it's on our website right now. We just have to have all the papers up to Albany, April 1.
Yep.
And I don't know if I'll take it right up there or trust the email system.
As the board knows, because you're part of the committee, we started the process back in January, sending up an email and trying to get stakeholders in the community to be part of the committee. We had 19 members, which is a pretty large committee. We had people from high school students, college, business owners, school personnel. We had a lot of different people on the committee. I think it went very well. It's a lot of information, a lot of work. I think we learned a lot about what's needed in the community, and I think the community learned a lot what the police department does. So I was just part of the committee. I think it went well, and we have some things to work on. We listed about 12 objectives to work on. Some of them, I already started working on, but I'll implement throughout the year. And we've had public input, but very little, which was a concern, but we did have the survey. We had more people than a lot of other departments, as I said. I think Bloomingdale, somebody just told me they had less than 200. We had 320, which is on the survey part, which makes me happy. But there was very little public comment through emails or through meetings, but we did have a large committee, so I think, just to reiterate, I think we did a good job, and the draft is there if people want to take a look at it and ask questions.
Like I said, this is our website right now. It's live with this. If you want to review it and have any comments, please feel free to email them to myself or Chief Zaccaro. This was a requirement handed down from Albany, Governor Cuomo. And I think the biggest problem that we had was we have a fantastic police department. And it was hard to, I can understand some parts of the country having problems with one or two people, maybe three people in the police department, and everything gets painted with a very broad brush. But Chief, I thank you for the deposit that you have. Okay, the village thanks you.
Could I ask you a question, Chief? How does this law enforcement guidelines for the Office of Special Investigations combine with this?
Yeah, so that accidentally sent to everybody yesterday, but that's public information. But that's New York State law. Office of Investigations investigates any death of the results of the police department.
Well, it's
Usually,
effective April 1st.
yeah, but right now, so for example, an officer involved shooting, the district attorney's office handles that investigation. April 1st, New York State Attorney General's office will oversee that investigation and any other investigation. So the DA's office will not be involved in it.
But
So-
it's already investigated. It's always been investigated now. It's just by a different agency now.
Yeah, so they've handled a couple cases already, like they are part of, any investigation previous was unarmed citizen. For example, the police were involved in a use of force where someone died and they had they didn't have a weapon. For example, there was one recently on 84, probably 2 years ago. The Attorney General's office investigated that. They've been investigating unarmed encounters. Now they're investigating all encounters, even, bullet to bullet, police getting shot at and also shooting back. They're investigating them too. So there's always been an investigation, but it's usually been locally, but the state is now taking over that.
But with this, and I think people should be aware of it, and I think people should contact their state senators and state assembly people, because we've gone from, the public is innocent till proven guilty. And reading this is guilty till proven innocent. And again, it's something that you need to look up, with this executive order. I think it's horrible. And I don't, you have to investigate, of course you're gonna investigate, they've always investigated any death. But now it's, just the guidelines themselves and the outline of the executive order. I mean, just when I just read part of it over here, investigated if warranted, prosecute any alleged criminal offense or offenses committed by a person, whether or not formally on duty, who's a police officer. Well, that's always been, as far as I know, it's always been investigated. Concerning any incident in which the death of a person, whether in custody or not, is caused by an act of omission, or such police officer to a peace officer on which the Attorney General determines there's a question as to whether the death was in fact caused by an act of omission. Again, it's gone down, it comes down to guilty till proven innocent, and I think that, I think the assemblyman in this district has made mention of something regarding this, and I think we should, the public should, if they're interested in